This is Space Like Adventure, a Sounds Like Adventure actual play all about a ragtag group of misfits overcoming their corporate overlords in the Expanse. Hey there, it's another episode of Sounds Like Adventure. It's me, Jack. How you going? So thank you for joining me for the very first episode of Season 4 of Sounds Like Adventure, aka Space Like Adventure. So you've heard all of our solo adventures with these characters. Now it's finally time to bring them together for a big sprawling story. But before we get into today's episode, I just wanted to say thank you for checking out our stream on Thursday. You all made it such a huge success. It was so great to see so many people in the comments chatting about the episode and chatting about what was going on. Thank you so much. So we'll go live with the next Space Like Adventure live stream on Thursday, the 8th of August. But this Thursday, on the 1st, we're going to try and sprinkle in a little surprise for you, so keep an eye out for it. But for today's episode, we're going to continue the story that we left off at the end of the last episode. You'll hear what happened at the end of the crew's escapade on the derelict ship, and then we'll join the crew as they start some shore leave on Tycho Station. But after that recent unsettling encounter, the name of one man is stuck in their minds. Sebastian Pope.
All right, so from the end of last session, after the guy who was strapped to the crash couch in the derelict ship died, you guys had a look around the ship and you couldn't find anything of interest. Turns out when a ship gets hit with a railgun slug, most of the computer systems stop working. So despite this curious situation, you guys had no choice but to plant the push charges, jump back to the bounty, and get back on your journey. And despite such a strange occurrence happening, the rest of the trip ended up being very normal. But none of you can shake this image from your minds of the man strapped into the crash couch dying. And his final word, Pope. So deep in the belt, a small rock hopper burns through space. Its metal surfaces reflect the stars around it. Its destination comes into view. The mighty Tycho Station. So the ship matches orbit and docks with the station. And it lands, and the crew brings out crates out of the cargo hold. 4 young belters arrive to collect the cargo. They load up and they head out into the rings of the station. They push carts laden with crates through the outer ring. They pass by dozens of docks and weave through hundreds of people, deftly picking their way through the crowd on their way to the inner ring where life happens on Tycho Station. They pass into a walkway the size of a 2-lane road. There's apartments, shops, and restaurants built into the walls of the station on either side. Each of the belters start peeling off to deliver the cargo until one remains. He walks past some street vendors and he then deftly slips into an alley, wheeling the cart into the back room of a bar by the name of the Gravity Well. He stops and he starts chatting to the owner, and as he does, a woman in a white apron opens up a crate and produces a bottle of whiskey. And she carries it into the main room and pours it into a glass of a man currently on shore leave from his duties on the bounty. A man named Mo. All right, so Mo, you are currently sat at this bar, this classic bar. This is where you started at, the Gravity Well, and you're currently chatting to this bartender. So this is probably like your second drink, so you're in a pretty good mood at the moment, but you're not wasted. So what are you talking to the bartender about?
Now this is where Savine found me, isn't it?
It
Same
is.
bar, isn't it? Yeah. So I think we gave this bartender a name last time, didn't we, Jeff? I think
This isn't Jeff. This is a different bartender.
Jeff's off tonight.
Jeff's off.
I think Mo's probably talking big after his big spacewalk to a degree. He's like, yeah, it's perilous out there. You're living on the edge. It's you never know when you could just be floating out there to nothing forever.
Yep.
No way back.
Leslie, the bartender, is pouring you a drink and sort of like, Leslie's not like a normal bartender. They don't like having a conversation with people. So they're just like very begrudgingly listening to you and just like, I really need to extricate myself from this conversation right now. Briefly, Jacob, I think we have lost the stream on your end, which I think we need to bring back very briefly. But basically, as this conversation is happening, you cast your eye around the room and the whole gang is here. So your experience on the derelict ship has kind of brought you all together. And you've recently landed on Tycho Station for some shore leave, and Mo has convinced everyone to come to this dive bar that he loves to frequent. So I guess, like, take me through it. What's everybody doing here? This is like a classic dive bar situation. I'm thinking there's like darts, which is kind of hard to play in like the 0.3 G of Tycho Station, but there are like these magnetic darts that you can play. There's a jukebox. Main event is, of course, is drinking. So Atea, let's start with you. What are you up to in this dive bar?
Oh my goodness. Probably not a place that Atea finds herself often. I think, this is probably like one of the first times in her life she's had time to slow down in this way. I guess, well, I would imagine, are we all like scattered around, or have we like picked a place to kind of sit and chill? Group consensus.
Just open it to the floor.
Yeah.
I reckon we're chilling together.
I feel like we're chilling together.
I think Mo's sitting sullen at the bar.
Convinced everyone to come and then just moped the entire time.
That's exactly Mo's MO.
Okay. All right. Well, in that case, I'll say that wherever most of the group is socializing, Atea is sat at a table, probably drinking some sort of wine that doesn't taste like wine, and just yapping, just saying, yeah. And the politics of it were totally crazy. And like, I didn't even know, like, and she came up to me. It was just like, it was crazy.
You're talking to the other characters here? Or
I'm assuming so.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Is anyone responding to this?
The politics of what exactly?
It's like corporations, they have this big bad. It's like, oh yeah, I'm evil. It's like, no, there's like internal politics. It's run by people. People are like generally pretty good overall, So I just don't see how it's a big deal. And like this girl, she came up to me and it's like, oh my God, her hair. Girl, like, you're in like a professional workplace. Just like wash it once. And she just wouldn't, like, even no idea. Like, it's so easy. Like, I don't care how sad you are, clean, and it's just like, I just mean in relation to like corporate politics and hair, like if you're gonna show up, you gotta show up. You know?
Are you talking about the bartender?
Like between you and me, like a little bit. I mean, if you want to go that way, like, yeah, look, it is a bit greasy. Like if you're going to have long hair, you just got to do something with it, like just actually, you know what, Flint, like maybe you should just like write that down.
Oh,
I know it's like, it's short, but like,
that hurts. That really hurts, Flint. That really take points of psychic damage on that. That's deep. Scruffs his hand through his hair. He's like checking for dandruff or something like that, and just stress.
I know you cut it short because of it's manageable, right? Yeah. But just sometimes you don't have to condition.
No take. Yeah. Okay. Anyone want to play billiards or something, please?
So yeah, you got darts. You can go play.
Yeah, dart, track, darts. All the times that I'm showing you up when we're hauling ice, maybe you can finally beat me in something.
Oh, you think so? You think you can throw darts in this gravity when you're not used to it?
I think I can do anything.
Oh, well, that's a very good outlook on life. You keep that up.
Thank you.
Can she walk towards the dart and just like try to immediately one-up him before he even starts?
Okay, yeah, sure. So let's get into some darts then. So basically, darts in this world, because you don't have like a lot of sharp points in space stations and things like that, they've got these like magnetic blunt ends on them, basically. So you can still throw darts, you can still play darts, you just kind of have to throw them differently because it's not the normal gravity of Earth. So these are going to be dex checks to play darts. Does anyone else want to get in on some darts action?
I'll do it.
Yeah, why not?
It's a bit of fun.
Mo wants to, but he will sit at the bar sullen and
Is he still booting?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? Actually, you know what? I'll go in and check out Mer instead. I think you guys can go do darts, and Atea, ever the attention wanter, will go and speak to Mer.
Wonderful. Okay. Well, I'll bring us over to here then. So let's start out. So basically the way this is going to work is it's going to be some dex checks, and based on the numbers that you achieve, you'll get certain spots on the board. So a target number is going to be, it's going to be pretty hard to get a bullseye. You're going to have to basically roll the nat 20 equivalent, which is an 18. Then an inner ring is a 15, outer ring is a 12, and then anywhere on the board is a 10 on this. Yeah, I guess I think it's. Does anyone know how many darts do you get? Is anyone a dart? Three darts. All right, cool. So Shrek has made the move first. So let's throw some darts.
All right. Do I just roll dex, right?
Yep.
Sweet.
3d6. It's a dex check.
I got a 16.
Hey. So
with
16
4 stun points that I know how to use.
All right. Probably not going to be able to use a stunt point on anything here. So wonderful. So inner ring. So you're going to take down 25 points first.
Sweet. Ow. And she just like, after she throws, she looks back at Flame and she goes, "Your turn."
Well, no, you throw all 3 and then the next person goes.
Oh, wait, what?
Yes.
I have never played darts in my life. You have to bear with me.
Yeah, no,
oh my god,
good.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. That's so embarrassing. 11 that time.
All right, an 11. So it just, anywhere on the board for that one. So 5 points, sort of like dings the edge of the board.
Okay. And one last go. 8. It's got
8.
progressively worse.
Nowhere.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
You're talking so much game.
Right.
This is like the epitome of beginner's luck. Like just
Literally,
straight down.
30 points. Okay, great. Love that. So now over to the bar, basically. So for you guys, I don't think you're going to have time to get like fully wasted, but let's just get some con rolls here to see how many drinks you do get to put away while you're here. So Mo, you go first. Give us a con check, and I'll tell you what you get based on what you roll here.
Does he get advantage for being an alcoholic?
Yeah. You're going to get a +2 to your con check for tolerance here.
Awesome. Amazing. That will be an 11.
An 11. All right. So your light drinks is what you're getting here. So you're gonna have either 1 or 2 drinks. Okay. So letting down your champion drinker status here, basically, with that roll, I feel like. Atea.
Alrighty. Just rolling con? Straight con?
Yep.
11.
Oh.
The same. Matching each other's pace.
Yay!
What are you guys talking about? How does the conversation start over here? What does Atea say she approaches?
I would imagine that as everyone goes over to play darts, Atea sees Mo sulking at the bar. What does Mo look like as she approaches?
Oh, he's like slumped over the bar a little bit, like all broody and looking like he's mad at the world.
Okay, she comes up to Mer and Mer feels a hand on his shoulder and she says, "What's up, Buttercup? Why the long face?"
He turns around and he's like, "Oh, princess. Actually kind of glad you're here. I have a few questions. Take a seat."
She a few questions. Well, I am known to have a chat. Sure, why not? And so she'll pull up a stool and sit on down next to Mer.
Okay, as you sit, we'll cut back to the dart game. So who's Florian next, Trevor or Flint?
Junior XO. Authority first.
I think Flint brings you in for a deep hug for a second and then realizes where he is and pulls himself together and he's like, well, that's the thing, Shark. You started off a bit strong, so let me show you how to do it. Any chance I can use piloting as part of my deck?
If you could convince me that you are particularly focused.
I was thinking about it really hard.
I don't think piloting, but if you could convince me right now that you are particularly focused on winning convincingly, then I could give you a +2.
No, I don't think I actually have that in me to convince. I don't think Flint's good enough at darts to be convincing in this, so we'll just give it a roll. First one's an 8. Fantastic.
Okay, missing everything. No points on the first roll.
Great. Kind of shakes off his hand a bit and kind of... Let's give it another roll. 13.
That's pretty good. 10 points for that on the outer ring.
So, and Shrike got like 70 or something ridiculous. 30. That's all right. We'll just get a bullseye.
Oh yeah, you got this.
Well, if you
I believe in you.
In a ring inwards, so you just need to get a 15 to beat Shrike here.
Awesome. Flynn will hold the dart to his hand. This one's for you, Dad. That's a 12. No dice. Fantastic.
Okay, so 10 points behind Shrike at the moment is Flint. All right, back to the bar. So Ataya is sitting down.
I imagine Mo looks at Ataya and says, "Oh, I know you like to chat, princess. The key is getting you to shut up." And says, "No, I had a few questions about. You've pushed Pope pretty hard at the captain. Pope scanners, Pope this, Pope that. Bit of a convenient coincidence."
Oh, is it the most popular and possibly one of the greatest, most well-known corporations in the galaxy? What a quinky dink.
Yeah, it happened to be the man that we found's final words. Just wondered what your relationship was with him.
Well, that's none of your business, first and foremost. Know that I was, was? It's more important than anything you could ever fathom. So, yeah. I don't know what sect of the corporation was doing out in the middle of space nonsense with this, but I'm sure, you know what? It was probably just the mad ramblings of a man on his last moments of his life. You ever think of that? Again, one of the biggest and most famous, well-known, greatest corporations in the galaxy. You ever think just as everything's going through your brain, maybe one of the most domineering icons of the galaxy would just pop up and that'd be the last thing you'd ever say.
Mo's just sort of like letting her rant and seeing what he can get out of this. And then he's like, "So you say that Pope was there, so not just the man, you think the ship was Pope too?"
Sorry, the man? Sorry, no, sir. What do you mean the man?
The man that died.
Oh, so not Sebastian Pope.
You said that Pope was there. So you think the ship was Pope too?
Well, the colors, the red insignia was there. Yeah, I noticed it. Again, specific shade, not hard to miss. Anyone would notice it.
I know you don't like to speak the truth a lot, princess, but I mean, every now and then we can piece it together.
What does that mean? Excuse me? I'm very honest. Again, hired as the communications officer, something of which you, sir, are the one that doesn't like to communicate. So,
I mean, security officer. I have a pretty good access to most people's backgrounds and why they've been hired for the ship.
and you don't know my background?
Oh, I do. I just thought I'd ask and see what you'd tell me.
You know, you're very insecure for being the security officer.
Oh, yeah, no, that's not about myself. It's about everyone else.
All right, let's go back to the dart game now. Trevor, it's your throw. Do you really want to win here, or are you just here? You just in it for the fun?
Oh, Trevor wants to win.
All
He
right.
gets a bit competitive. So as he's walking up to the plate, he's kind of like back in his wrist, just like gesturing up to people to make some noise. It's like clapping. He's kind of like, "Let's do this."
How does Flint and Shrike seeing this performance?
Honestly, she's hyping him up.
I think Flint's
She
doing the same.
cannot.
Yeah, Flint doesn't want to lose. Wants Shrike to win now out of principle. So
No.
all in. Let's do it. Happen.
The only way she'll accept losing is that Trevor wins. So
Agreed.
she's got go,
Same
go,
page.
go.
All right, so just a reminder, so dex check here, target number is an 18 for a bullseye, a 15 for the inner ring, a 12 for the outer ring, and a 10 for anywhere on the board. And below that, you don't get anything.
Cool. We're going for 3 bullseyes. What are we doing?
All right, let's do this.
That's a 13.
Good start. All right, outer ring to start, so that's going to bring you 10 points to start with. 10 more to tie with Arlo.
Loosen up his shoulder a bit.
20 more to tie with Shrek.
That's a 10.
That's a 10. Okay, so that's 5 here. So 15 now. So you got to make a big roll here, right?
I believe in you.
15. You
Gets
gotta get a
everyone in
15
the
to
bar
win.
just to make some more
Go,
noise.
go.
Come on, everyone. What's this? Come on. Make some noise, people. Make some noise. That's an 11.
Oh,
5. So you tie. Flint and Trevor tie to be beaten by Shrek.
I don't know how I feel about that.
How does Shrek feel about it?
When she sees Trevor like miss that last one, she like honestly, she kind of looks like upset. She's just like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. I really wanted you to win, or at least beat him. But maybe next
That's
game."
all right.
She kind of like pats him on the shoulder. It's like, "Next game."
Massive high five. Just puts a hand up. Like, come on.
Gives him a high five. I could never deny that.
All right, then do you guys start sort of making your way over to the bar to meet up with Mo and Ateo?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll mosey on over.
Sure.
Okay, so I think you guys have like one more moment here to complete your conversation, but excuse me, before they arrive.
Yeah, Mo just says to Ataya, "Look, Princess, I'm not out to get you. Everything on that ship stinks. Doesn't sit right with me. That's not something I've ever seen before or ever want to see again."
Look, I know that you're not out to get me because firstly, you wouldn't be able to. But secondly, it's adorable that you think little old me would have anything to do with whatever is going on out here. Trust me, even when I wasn't working here, this was way below my pay grade. Okay, so keep your fun little questions to your diary, and you know what? Maybe give me a few more drinks before you want to try and get any real information out of me. But if you do want to chat, babe, I'm around. So anyway,
I know
you're
you are.
cute.
You're stuck down here like the rest of us.
Sure am. And Atea leans in and she just sculls the rest of her sheep wine.
Okay, you guys walk in now. You approach this conversation.
Hey guys, darts was fun. Anyway, don't you think it's weird that that person said Pope before they died?
Atea turns to Flynn.
Mo just like stares at Atea on the side, just letting it happen.
Flynn, did you win at darts?
There's no winners. Just everybody learns
Shrek just
something
like
from
peeps up. She's
experience.
like, "No, I won." Obviously.
As expected.
Well,
Yeah,
there's
that.
no losers. No losers, at least.
No, I feel like no winners is more the go, given we're all here together. And she turns over to Mar.
Mo just gives a grin and lets her have it.
Yeah, no, so Pope. That's Pope Industries, right? We can assume unless, they're talking about the old religious complex.
You work for Pope, don't you, Taya?
Worked.
Worked? Past tense?
Yeah, I
Complicated?
did. Everyone wants to know. Yes, I did work for Pope Industries. Hopefully will again. So why do you know how massive Pope Industries is? It's one of the biggest mega corporations in the galaxy. I was just one small but very strong and important cog of a much greater grand image of Sebastian Pope's design.
And then what happened?
Politics is what happened. But don't worry. As those of you who actually, talk about me, which I'm sure all of you do would know, is corporate sent me down here so that I could come back up and send a report to a very important person after.
And a fine job you're gonna do at that, I reckon.
Yes.
Drinks for all.
Thank you, Trevor.
Mo just hears drinks for all and turns up and he's like, hey!
Does anyone else have any more life-changing questions they want to ask me, who is also down here on a crummy little ice hauling ship? No? Didn't think so.
So Trevor, as you're trying to get the attention of Leslie the bartender, you notice they're like off to the side and they're sort of loudly speaking. And they're like, all right, Jimmy, I'll let you back in here, all right? But if you start ranting about all that Pope stuff again, I'm going to kick you out of here, okay? And you look over and you see this young belter, and he's wearing a leather jacket that's way too big for him. He's got no shirt underneath, just bare chest. And he has green hair in like a really soft and weak mohawk. And he says, oh, all right, in your load. I just want to drink, okay? I'll behave. And he sidles up to the other end of the bar, and Leslie pours him a drink.
Mo keeps an eye out but doesn't approach or anything. Mo just keeps an eye out after hearing the ranting about Pope stuff.
Can I see if he's wearing any red color that might match the Pope Industries color?
Yeah, definitely. Let's get a check on that. I think that would just be a perception check.
Alrighty.
Yeah, give me that.
I rolled a 14.
A 14. Okay, yeah. So you get a good look at him. You're sort of like looking through the side, looking through your peripheral vision, and you notice that he's like pretty engrossed in his drink. So you're able to just sort of stare at him and clock him really well. And no, like I said, leather jacket, no shirt underneath, green hair. Like it looks like this is a person who lives kind of rough.
Okay. All right. Well, I guess I will just be quiet and wait for everyone else to do their move.
Can we get a good look at his eyes at all? Just to see if he's like the same as old mate who was strapped into the crash couch?
Yeah. Based on how he's sitting at the moment, you'd probably need to like go over and try and start a conversation with him to like get him to look at you to see his eyes.
True. Trevor's going to just do that. He's going to hop up, walk up, and just like give him like a nice, just like a pat on the back, but not realizing his own strength. He's probably just going to go that little bit too hard.
So,
How you going, buddy?
all right, Bratner.
You good? What's happening?
I'm-
Talk to Trev.
Turns and he looks at you, and you could see he doesn't have the no color in the iris that the other people had. And he's like, "Oh, I know this like in a bar, but like I just come here for a drink every now and then. Like I don't mean any trouble."
No, you're good, mate. You're good. You just look a bit shaky, a bit jittery. That's all. Like, you can talk to Trev.
Who's Trev?
That's me.
Oh, hi, Trev. What would I talk to you about?
Anything, Jimmy.
How do you know my name?
100%.
How do you know my name?
I overheard it before.
So you just like overhear people's names and like just approach them in the bar and start talking to them like you know them?
100%. You look like I was just worried about you. You looked a bit funny. You looked worried.
I've never had anyone ever approach me worried about me before.
Well, that's what I do. I look after people.
Okay.
I've been down. I've been weird. I've been scatterbrained as well. So I'm like,
you've been weird, have you?
I've been weird. So weird.
How weird were you?
Oh, mate. Stories I could tell, seriously.
Oh.
So weird.
All right. Well, it's good to meet you, Trev. I'm just having a drink, basically, here is what I'm up to.
All right. Well, if you ever need to talk, just over there with the group of friends.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
When he motions to the group of friends, like Atea is giving daggers, like, don't come near me.
Yeah, they look nice.
Best people, they're family.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I might just go back to drinking if that's okay. Trev.
100%, Jimmy.
All right.
You have a good night.
Thank you.
Another slightly too hard pat on the back.
Oh man, okay.
Yeah.
That was weird. So that happens.
How'd that go, Trev?
It was good. He looks normal.
We talking
Normal
about Pope?
eyes. No.
I feel like we've missed. I'll go over and just ask questions.
Clint, maybe that's not a good idea.
No, if you want to talk about Pope Industries, I can talk about it. Trust me, it's anything you want to know.
Why did they have a ship with a dead person in it that got like that with that weird eyes and then like science experiments and there's a crew full of dead people?
Well, you're a Martian, yeah?
Yeah.
So you know that space has no oxygen in it, right?
I'm well aware of how space works.
So what happens to a human body when there's no oxygen in space?
Have you ever seen it happen, Cass? Cass, Atea?
Steve. No.
That's not a pretty sight, I can tell you that much.
But you know, right? She's like she's backed down a little bit, but now she's like
I think Flint's kind of raising a towards Karen. I'm well aware.
Cool. So you would know, no oxygen, people die, right? Probably not. Well, we know not pleasantly, right? So, I mean, that's the information I can give you is I don't know what Pope Industries would have been doing out there. But again, major corporation, anyone could have stolen that ship. Like, it's weird that we didn't hear about it. It's weird that Mr. Pope didn't make a post. I mean, unless it happened recently, because I haven't been in Look, okay, weird, yes, but, you know, we can't just assume, oh, you know, Pope Industries out there doing, I don't know, who knows what. It could be anything. The galaxy is huge. There are all sorts of freaks and weirdos out there, okay? It could be anything. Yeah, sure, he said Pope, but like, again, major corporation, the colors on the ship were, you know, Pope red, so maybe it's just like the last logo you see. He thought to himself, like, okay, red logo, Pope, and then he died.
You know what, Atea? I don't say this much, but I actually agree with you. It's not right to assume things. And Flint's going to go walk over towards the guy at the bar.
No, I'll come with you. I'll come with you.
You're gonna scare him away.
You can see as soon as you say that to her, like her face like lights up. Like she's been validated in a way that I don't think she has been in a while. Yeah. And so she'll come over with you to the guy that she was giving daggers to before.
Yeah, I Flinch is going to plop down on the next available seat next to the guy and kind of make eyes towards him. Interested in a drink, my friend?
Yeah, definitely. Absolutely.
Easy done. Try and get the attention of the bartender and just order 2 drinks.
Great. Leslie comes over, pours the 2 whiskeys. As said, Leslie does not like conversation, so sees the opportunity for conversation arising here and exits immediately.
Fantastic. Perfect bartender. Love that. Down the whiskey and then kind of make my eyes towards the greenhead mohawk fella next to me. So, Pope.
Sort of stops and looks at you and is like, "Oh, you're trying to get me kicked out."
No,
that's what this
my
is.
friend. No.
You heard my name. Your mate heard my name before. You obviously heard Leslie say, "If I talk about that, I'm going to get kicked out." I just want to have a drink. I'm sorry. I know this is the inner bar. I'm sorry. I know it's like no one's ever had a problem before.
Look, what's your name? Sorry, I didn't catch it before.
You know my name's Jimmy.
It's Jimmy. Jimmy, I don't get out much. This isn't my scene.
It's true. He doesn't get out much. Atea has walked over now as well.
We had a, let's say, an experience with Pope that was odd. And I just kind of seemed curious to me that you seem to have a lot to say about them. And I kind of just wanted to gauge what your experience is with them.
Well, what? Maybe you tell me.
Well, I feel like I've come over and kind of you give me information and then I don't want to play my card. I've only got one card to play, so don't want to put that all on the table. And then your information is just boring and you're a bit of a conspiracy nut. And I've given you this factual information. It just seems like it should be a bit of give and take here.
Yeah, that's true.
I just bought you a drink.
Yeah, you also called me a nut. To be fair,
you said you might be a nut. I didn't say you are yet.
Okay, I think we'll need a check here.
Love it.
Like you convinced him and then you lost him. Can I get on this one? Can I get a communication test on this one?
I guess I probably can't use etiquette because I'm not being very etiquette-y.
No,
let's do it.
Not at the moment.
That's a 17.
Nice. 17 will do it. And he goes, "Well, I'm not a nut. I'm not crazy, but like I just I don't want to get kicked out, so I'm just gonna say I'm just gonna whisper, okay? So just
we can use a different word instead of Pope. We can use nut. Nut can be Pope in this conversation. We can just talk about nuts.
Well, look, like my Baratna, right? My brother, Franco, he went missing. See, like me and Franco, right? You know, we grew up on Taco Station. We lived around this whole time. We didn't really have like a house or anything, but we just lived here. And we've been looking for work for a while, and he got a job. He finally had a job. He was going to go work for someone called Pope. And yeah, so, my brother Franco, he doesn't mess around, so he got up on that ship and he left. He was out of here super fast, and he said he'd be back. He said he's be back, and I waited and I waited and that ship it didn't come back.
I'm just gonna look back at Atea and kind of what did your brother look like?
Not as cool as me. He didn't have such a good fashion sense, but we're belters, long, I guess. So compared to you, so some people call us skinnies and that's hurtful, but like, we are thinner than other people. And I think you guys cast your mind back to this like very earther looking person who was strapped to the bed, and realize it wasn't this wasn't Franco, at least in this moment.
What kind of a ship did he leave on?
Like, I think it was like a T-14.
Would I know what like model the ship that we were investigating was?
I think Flint would know that that's not a ship, and that's a line from like a movie, and they would probably realize that it was that this guy doesn't know anything about ships and is extremely naive and is pretending to know something at the moment.
Okay. Atea is none the wiser. A T-14. She turns to Flint and she says, "Would that so I look, Pope Industries, right? Most famous, amazing wowzer brand in the galaxy. I'm not very wise on the kinds of ship they have. Like, Flint, would you," she's choosing her words carefully here, "think that would be the kind of ship that Pope Industries would have in their docking stations?"
I think Flint will look at you and then towards the. He's a younger, isn't he? He's a younger kid, yeah. I mean, I'm not fully across the regiment of ships that Pope have under their disposal, so perhaps. So, but I guess a better question would be, what was he assigned to do on this ship?
That is a better question. What was he doing? That is something that I would know.
Like what any of us do when we, get these jobs, we just like.
So was he
I don't
working?
really know, to tell you the truth.
No, that's okay.
You don't know. Oh, fair enough. I mean, I guess if he was going out this way into deep space, it couldn't have been anything important.
So the crux of it is that he went on a Pope ship and he's been missing for how long now?
So he said he'd been gone for a couple of weeks, and he gets like he shakes a little bit, he gets a bit emotional. He says like, it's been 6 months, and he raises his voice. And as he speaks up, Leslie speaks up as well, and she's like, "Look, all right, Jimmy, I warned you, okay? Get out of here until you stop it with this nonsense." And he says, "Look, I knew it. Look, you guys, nobody's ever even spoken to me about this before. Like, I want to show you something. I'll come back to my place. There's something that Jimmy left. I mean, I'm Jimmy,
great.
that Franco left. Sorry, I'm emotional, guys. I've forgotten my name of my brother."
No, that's Flint's going to kind of eye back to the rest of the group and just get a sense check if everyone's happy to follow him back to his place.
Atea turns to the group. She says, "Guys, me and Flint are going to a stranger's house. Don't worry about it. It's cool."
You're going to get shanked if you're not careful. Especially you, Atea. You need to keep your mouth shut. Just telling you, I was raised here, so.
Great.
That's a good point.
Have a good night, princess. Don't do anything I wouldn't do.
I'm not afraid of anything, so I'll do whatever I want, unlike you.
I think Shrike would actually like go with them because she's very curious about Jimmy. It's like, leather jacket. I have a leather jacket. Dyed hair. I have dyed hair. We're like this.
Kindred spirits.
So sorry, I got distracted for a moment there. So everyone's going along. Is that what we're going?
I think
Trevor's going.
Yeah.
Sure.
I think if Mo's slumped at the bar, insisting on staying, I think as everyone starts to leave, Flint will go back and kind of just begrudgingly like pick up Mo off the bar and slump him over his shoulder and under the bar with the group.
You don't have to like slump him. I think that when you come back to grab him,
yeah.
I think as soon as you actually start to grab him, he he like eagerly gets up and goes, but he just wanted someone to come and get him.
Great. So he takes you down to the poorest area of the ring. Here, people sleep in shifts and they share accommodation. Some of them rent apartments that are only slightly larger than closets, but Jimmy, like he said, lives on the street. So he takes you to the place that he sleeps. Behind some old crates that have been piled up is a sleeping bag and some belongings. And he starts like digging in his stuff. He's like, "Oh, it's right here. It's here. Okay, here it is." Gets like a wistful sort of smile on his face, and he's like, "See, Franco, he was given this, right? And, you know, it's like a code phrase," he said. "He was supposed to remember this and, like, never write it down," is what he was said to do. But, like, you know, he had to write it down so he could figure out how to remember it, right? Like, so, you know, he sort of, like, takes a moment, like, thinks of it. He's like, and, yeah, I just hung on to it. But, yeah, no one knows what it means. But maybe you'll know. And he hands it over to Flint. And I'm going to put in the chat, the stream chat, what it says. If I can.
Oh.
Mo's muted.
Mo perks up immediately as soon as you say that, if you say it out loud.
Yeah, I think Flint would kind of just reading it, trying to see if it means anything to him, but it's not resonating.
Yeah, I think Mo takes like a couple steps over straight away to Flint and goes, "Sorry, what was that?"
And there you have it. It's the first episode of season 4 of Sounds Like Adventure, aka Space Like Adventure. And the mysteries, they're unfolding thick and fast. It's a big thing from Jacob's backstory. What actually is Opal? Well, hey, we'll find out more in the next episode of Space Like Adventure. And to make sure you don't miss that episode, head over to the podcast app that you're listening to this on right now. And please like, subscribe, follow, do all the things. And if you'd like to check out the video from today's episode, head over to the Sounds Like Adventure YouTube page. The link is in the show notes and check it out there. But hey, in the meantime, I'll catch you in the next episode of Sounds Like Adventure.